Okay, welcome to lesson 10.5, and lesson 10.5 is called Solid Figures. Now in this lesson we're just going to go through some examples of different solid figures. For example, we have prisms, and prisms are like, if we have two, we can draw these by, let's say we draw a rectangle, and then we're going to, up off to the side here, we're going to draw another rectangle. And then we're going to connect the corners to make a solid shape, so a three-dimensional shape. Now this one is called a rectangular prism, because of course the sides and faces are rectangular, and they are congruent. Like this is congruent, this front is congruent with the back, this side is congruent with the other side, and so on. Sometimes we have what are called triangular prisms. So we have a triangle, and we're going to draw another triangle here up to the side. And again, you might have to pause this video to draw these. So we have two triangles, kind of make them a little bit apart like that, and then we're going to connect the vertices or the corners to make it three-dimensional. And so this three-dimensional shape is called a triangular prism. Again, these are just different three-dimensional shapes. And I'm going to zoom up here a little bit so you can kind of see a little closer up on this picture. There we go. I think that's probably a little bit better, a little bit easier to see. Okay, we're going to continue on, and then we have what are called cylinders. And cylinders is a solid with two bases that are congruent circles. So if we have a circle or oval, and then we connect them, and again, that's probably not a perfect drawing, but you get the idea. An oval and an oval or a circle, and then we connect the sides, and that is what we call a cylinder. So there's a lot of different vocabulary here, and some of it you probably have heard of before. And then we have pyramids, where there's different, they come to a point. So for example, we have a pyramid that has a quadrilateral base, and we'll put this point up at the top. And if we connect it to the base, right there at the corner, this is, again, because it comes to the top to a point, this is what we would call a pyramid. And we can also have a triangular pyramid. So if we have a triangle, and if it comes to a point at the top, I'm just going to connect that with the corners to give you the idea. Kind of looks like a three-dimensional shape. So we can have what's called a triangular pyramid. And then of course sometimes we have a pyramid that basically it has a round base, a circular base, and it comes to a point at the top, and you guys probably know that this is called a cone. So I'm going to put little arrows so you kind of know what goes with what. Cylinder, cone, and so on. And then we have a sphere, and a sphere is basically where all the points are the same distance from the center. So we have, let's say we have a circle, and then we have this, we're going to make an oval in the middle, kind of give you that idea of a sphere, and then the center, of course, so we're going to call this a sphere. And that would be like, for example, a ball or a tennis ball or basketball, that kind of thing. So sphere, that's what we call that. So those are different kinds of solid figures that we see quite often. Now we're going to go back. I'm going to turn the page here for a moment, and we're going to draw another example of a prism, rectangular prism, but we're going to label it a little bit differently. So here's our rectangular prism. I'm just going to put a rectangle right there, and then I'm going to put another rectangle about halfway on the top right there, about the same, but they're congruent. And then of course join the corners. So we are going to give you some other ways to identify or form polygons, and the flat surfaces are called faces. So we have the faces, they're basically the flat surfaces, the flat planes. So in this rectangular prism, we have a top, we have a bottom. So I'm going to make a list here: top, bottom. We have a side. We have sides. We have two of those, and then we have a front, and we have a back. So in this case, all of these flat surfaces are called faces, and so that would give us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, because there's two sides, 5, 6 faces. So this shape has 6 faces. And then we have edges, what are called edges. And when we talk about edges, we just basically mean the edges. So in this case, we have an edge, 1, 2, 3, 4 edges on this side, 4 more edges on the other side, and then, so 4, 5, 4 and 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. We don't count them twice. So this shape has 12 edges. So we could count it again, and it doesn't matter which order we count them in. We could say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then of course what we didn't count before, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So a total of 12 edges. We just don't want to count them twice. And then we have what are called the vertex, or the vertices if it's plural. So vertices, that means more than one. And we count the corners. Those are basically the corners. So we're going to say corner. I didn't spell that right now. So corner. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corners, or vertices. Now in this lesson you're going to be doing a lot of labeling, classifying, and drawing of different types of solids, and having to name the different faces, edges, and vertices. And your assignment for this lesson will be on, so the assignment will be on page 502 and 503, which you'll get in class.